MLS was saying, no, no. CONCACAF was saying no, but Mexico, Herc, was saying that too, because we know on the other side, waiting to know who the finalist is going to be alongside Vancouver, are two Liga MX teams. But of these three aforementioned, MLS, CONCACAF, and of course Liga MX, who's the biggest loser after Inter Miami's elimination?
Well, they all lose, and I'll explain how they lose, all of them, at some level, but Major League Soccer exists in a vacuum right now. It used to be that Major League Soccer was seen everywhere around the world. They had their own rights, contractual rights with different countries. Now it's just Apple. And in most countries, well, Apple's not seen very much. So you're inside a vacuum and you're behind that paywall. And the only time you get to exist outside of that paywall are events like this. So now you have an event where Mexican teams, Mexican fans can compete with the draw and the allure of Messi. And also, by the way, on the field, those Mexican teams would rather play against Inter Miami, Messi and friends, than they would against Vancouver. Why? Because Vancouver's a hell of a team. Vancouver is dangerous. Vancouver's already gone to two teams in Mexico and knocked them out. Okay, that's Monterrey, your Rayados, and also Pumas. Two very strong teams at home. They're out of the competition. So they'd much rather play Inter Miami. They'd much rather play a team with a bunch of holes. A team, yes, with the allure of Messi, bring in that gate, bring in that marketing. But you know that you got a better chance against this team on the field than you would Vancouver. And honestly, if you're CONCACAF, you got to be saying, what do we got to do to see Messi in a final? They pretty much rig the same way they do the Gold Cup for a Liga MX team and an MLS team to meet in the final. And if you look at the key, if you look at the draw on Inter Miami's side of the bracket, how easy was that draw on paper to get to the final? All the teams of worth historically and today in CONCACAF were on the other side of the bracket. So CONCACAF's got to be pulling their teeth, or pulling out their hair. What do we got to do to get this guy in the final? And they can't do it. It's a lose-lose for everybody but the ones who deserve it, Vancouver.
Yeah, very true. It's a lose, lose, lose. But when it comes to Inter Miami and this season, we know that they still have opportunities for title lifting. It's not all over. And here's exactly what they still have in play. Of course, we know that it was kind of manufactured to have them in the FIFA Club World Cup.
Kind of manufactured?
Well, I'm trying to be politically correct here.
Okay, well.
Leagues Cup, although I don't have to. Supporter Shield and
I'll
MLS.
fail miserably. Kind of manufactured?
Very manufactured to have them there. So, will Miami win a trophy this season?
Okay. I got to go back. Got to go back to go forward.
I'll allow it.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. The supporter shield counts now? Because if the supporter shield counts now,
yes.
I got to go back. I got to go back and talk to my agent. I got to get on that phone. I got to get on that phone and say, hey, listen, we got to work on a better deal. Because you can add three of them to my resume then. Is that because this is how we need to shape the narrative when it comes to Inter Miami? This have to we have to massage the narrative so that it makes sense.
Should it count as a title?
No.
That's how they got to the Club World Cup, Ale.
Again, manufacture.
Air quotes.
Look. Anybody who has ever been part of Major League Soccer and who has ever won a supporter shield, at least by the time that I was a player, and that coincides with the time that Hercules was a player, although he was a little bit younger, admittedly so, knows that the supporter shield is worth a whole lot of nothing. Nothing.
Yep.
Nothing. It gives you nothing. Now, that has changed a little bit, and it sort of helps in the playoffs and this and that, and they've tried to make it into something. But it doesn't mean anything to the players unless you're lifting MLS Cup. That's the only thing that counts in Major League Soccer, while the supporter shield is something that I think teams and organizations can rally around and say, well, look, this season we had supporter shield, and the coaches, whenever they win it, whenever they don't win it, they tell you it doesn't matter, but whenever they win it, we got the supporter shields.
Yeah.
So it's not a trophy. So please, Let's take that out of that graphic because it is not a trophy. And if it is, let me know retroactively because then I can improve some of my standing in terms of my resume.
Yeah, agent and maybe a little lawyer.
Yeah, I'm just saying. And can I get a bonus for that too? Was that part of my contract? No, it wasn't. Why? Because it didn't matter.